Hello everyone, my name is Legend Ronnie and this game is Rise of Civilization. This video is going to be all about Pelagius. I have started a series of Commander Spotlight and today is Pelagius' turn. If you want to check my channel, there is a playlist where it says Commander Spotlight videos or guide and you will find there all your commanders. I'm talking separately about each and every single one of them, talents, leveling them up, where you could use them, how you could use them, everything that you would need to know about them. So let's go ahead and let's talk about Pelagius. Pelagius is an epic commander. What is that meaning? That means that it will be very easy to upgrade him or getting his skills maxed out, including his level. Because he is an epic commander, you can max out his skills from the in-game resources. So you do not have to spend money maxing out Pelagius. Like the legendary commanders, they are not very accessible unless you spend a little on them. Exception would be Cleopatra. Right. So his skills. His main skill is a very damaging and nuking skill, and it also has a rage restoration of 100. Well, that is pretty significant. You can see that it does a total of 900 damage factor because it's 300 and then another 300 on the following 2 seconds. So that is a total of 900. He's a cavalry attack and defense bonus that makes him a cavalry commander. He also have a garrison and watchtower attack bonus. It increases garrison and watchtower attack by up to 7% when this commander is serving as a garrison commander. He has a healing 450 for 2 seconds that brings him up to a 900 healing factor, which is pretty significant for an epic commander. And then his expertise is more attack and defense to your cavalry. Right, his star levels. In order to max out his star levels, you need approximately 500 stars. His last star, I have a video about it, it cost me about 300 stars, so from 5 to 6. To go from 4 to 5, it took me about 100. So there you go, that is 500. So a roughly of 450, 500 stars, epic stars, you need to max out all his stars, all his 6 stars. In terms of his skills, I was told that you need a roughly of 440 sculptures. But as I mentioned, it's very easy to obtain from using the in-game resources or participating on the events to get sculptures. And you'll be able to max him out without any problems. You can see that I can already do another 3 more skills of him, and all I got his sculptures is from opening gold chests, and I have a lot of universal ones, so I can definitely max out Pelagius when I want to. Right, now that is out of the way, let me show you his talents. Now I'm gonna show you first the talent that I recommend for using on Pelagius in battle. Even if you use him with mixture of troops, or even if you use him with just cavalry. Now this is the talent path that I recommend about Pelagius, and I'm just gonna take myself out for a minute here. It is very simple: the green, the red, the blue and the yellow. Now you're probably wondering why I'm choosing the nuke path. You can see that in your game it's probably going to show the skill path, because I've done this picture like a while ago, but they only changed the name. The talents remain the same. So the reason I would advise you the nuke or the skill path is because these particular commanders, they benefit from the attack of the troops. So the more attack that you bring into the battle, the more stronger their nuke is. And since they all have a nuking skill, that makes them a damaging commanders. So you want to benefit from that and you want to increase their damage. So obviously you have to focus on the nuke pad because they will generate more rage. They will do a lot more damage with their nuking skill, while boosting the troops that you have, because they obviously have skills to increase their attack, defense or various stats on your troops depending on the commander. For example, Pelagius would increase the attack and defense. And on the same time, you will take a good part of the cavalry talent tree and benefit from that as well. So you can boost your cavalry as well in the same time. This is the talent path that I would advise for Pelagius, the nuker one. And on any specific commanders that has the nuking skill, I would highly advise to use the nuke or the skill talent path. They'll benefit a lot more even if you use them with their specific troops. They will do a lot more damage on the battle. This is just from my testing. Now obviously, if you don't want to follow my advice, or you don't think that I'm right about that, but you want to do a full cavalry talent path, this would be my advice for a full cavalry talent path. You can see that you managed to cover the full cavalry path at some point, and then you do a good part on the nuking skill, which is the rage regeneration, which it helps you to deal more damage with your main skill from the commanders. So it's the same as the other one. It's green, red, blue and yellow. Now because Pelagius is a Garrison commander, I've also done the Garrison talent path. And this is the same as the other ones, is green, red, blue and yellow. If you want to use your Pelagius for your Garrison, I have to say that he will be a decent. There are much better Garrison commanders, and I'm gonna name a few. Alright, so this is the Garrison talent path that I would suggest for Pelagius. If you don't have any other options and you want to use your Pelagius for your Garrison, because let's say you leveled him up, he has a lot of talents, he has highly skills upgraded, you can use him for your Garrison. But there are much better options for your Garrison, and that would be Eulji Mundok. From the epic commanders, he is the best choice, Eulji Mundok, as a Garrison commander. The second options, but that would require a little bit of investment, and they would be the best choices for your Garrison commander would be Charles Martel or Richard I. Now, second to Eulji Mundok for free to play would most likely be Scipio, and then Boudica and Joan of Arc. This would be the best free to play epic Garrison commanders that you can get. The reason why I'm saying that is because of the synergy of the skills and the compatibility of the talents. This is the reason I'm saying these particular setups. Now obviously you want to know more about Pelagius, you want to know who you could group your Pelagius with. Since he is a cavalry commander, obviously his best in slot would be other cavalry commanders. And the best ones would be Minamoto. So obviously Pelagius as a main commander with the skill talent path that I just showed you. Even if you bring full cavalry, don't get me wrong, both commanders, they are very strong nukers, so they will both benefit from the skill talent path a lot more than you think. It would be a waste to go on the full cavalry path. So Pelagius as main, second can be Minamoto or Double C. That's how I like to call this guy. This would be the best in slot for your Pelagius. After these two, it comes a variety of commanders, including Richard, because of the insane amount of healing, and then it has enhancement on the healing effect, and they both have healing, including Pelagius. So the next one would be Richard, then it can be Boudica, Scipio, Joan of Arc, especially Joan of Arc, attack to your cavalry, heal for your cavalry, defense to your cavalry, rage, restoration. If you want to use just for nuking, another options could be Hermann. It has 10% normal attack, it has nuking damage, rage reduction, rage restoration, so they could also make both of them make a very good synergy as well. And another very good option for your Pelagius is Frederick. And Frederick could make a really good pair with Pelagius. Why? Because they both have heal, damage factor, which is quite a lot, then troops capacity. So imagine that you can bring a significant large amount of cavalry, especially on the higher levels, using your Frederick. If you ever manage to max out your Frederick, not many people are using Frederick, many are ignoring it because in the lower levels he is so and so, but in the higher levels, because of the amount of troop capacity that he can bring, he will be a very devastating nuker into the game. Mark my word. Right, so that would be pretty much about the pairing. Now, where you could use your Pelagius, but obviously in battle, in PvP, but since he is a cavalry commander, I would actually avoid direct combat. I would actually avoid to hit your enemy directly unless they are archers. If you're going to fight archers and you have a full cavalry army, then you should not be afraid. You should just hit them directly. You will do a lot of damage on them and you should win against your archers. This would be his optimal utility. Obviously barbarians and forts and all that, they go down. It's not going to be any problem. Do not make any worries about that. And if you want to use him in defense, I mentioned he has the Garrison talent path, but there are much better commanders that could benefit a lot more in your Garrison. If you don't have any options, then you can obviously use him for your Garrison talent path. He is the best cavalry commander as free to play. As free to play, he is the best cavalry commander that you can have. I would not really recommend you to use him with Lancelot. The reason why is because Pelagius doesn't have march speed, and the other skills, they don't have really good synergy with Lancelot. So how you have to use your Pelagius, you have to use it for damage. You can't use your Pelagius with your cavalry for mobility. You have to use your Pelagius for damage. And for that particular task, you need other good commanders that have a good skill synergy, so you can deal damage with your cavalry. So it's either one of the two commanders, Minamoto or Labosi, like I just mentioned, or is the other epic commanders that I just mentioned. Joan of Arc, Boudica or Scipio, which those three commanders, they are general commanders which make very good synergy with almost any other commanders. Not to go any further, Scipio can also bring 20% more troops into the battle. If you have his fourth skill maxed out, you can bring another 10% troops into the battle, which is pretty significant if you want to ask me. Then you have the second skill, which is a significant amount of damage factor, and that can help you a lot. Boudica has healing, Joan of Arc has healing, damage. So this is why when you want to pair your commanders, or when you want to make a group of two commanders, you can always check their skills. You can always check the compatibility of their skills. How could they offer, or what can they offer for your troops to benefit you into the battle? Alright, now that would be all about Pelagius. As I mentioned, he is great. I really like him. I just not focus that much on cavalry. Until next time, this is your boy Legend Ronnie signing out. Peace out, yo, and take care.